Before we get started, if you would like to get a free numerology reading, then click the link in the description below. Numerology reading: what your birth date says about you. I've constantly been interested in numerology as well as numbers generally, and this fascination has actually played a vital role in my life. I think that numbers are the secret to unlocking a lot of enigmas in life, as well as it's really what mathematicians have actually been searching for in the theory of every little thing. Our day starts with numbers as well as it finishes with numbers. Every minute of our lives revolve around numbers, and also they hold the perspective to change our lives as well. The meaning of numbers is so deeply ingrained that a small focus on it has the ability to alter our lives. When I first got thinking about numerology at the age of 11, I uncovered I had a life path number 11, which was a master number and of some spiritual importance. I got truly fired up, fantasizing that my life's destiny was the spiritual course in life as well as to help others on their spiritual journey. Anyway, here is a numerology reading to uncover your life path using numerology and what it suggests for you. Allow us to know if your life path number refers to the description by leaving a comment below. Make sure to get your free numerology reading by clicking the link in the description below. Number 1. The Life Course 1 drive in this life is characterized by independent needs, self-reliance, and also the need for individual attainment. The function to be fulfilled on this life path is that of coming to be independent. This is a two-part learning process. First, you need to find out to base on your very own 2 feet as well as learn not to rely on others. After you are without doubt complementary and also independent, you should find out to be a leader. Most of our generals, corporate leaders, as well as politicians are males and females having the life course number 1. The 1 constantly has the possibility for success as a leader, yet they might stop working as a follower. Lots of 1s spend most of their lives getting rid of their reliant side. When this happens, there is little time left for enjoying the benefits to be obtained through independence. The private with life course 1 has to overcome a setting in which it is very simple to be dependent, and also hard to be independent. Positive traits: a person with positive 1 characteristics is plentiful in creative inspiration, and has the interest and drive to accomplish a good deal. Your drive and capacity for action come straight from the massive depth of stamina you have. This is both the physical and also inner varieties of toughness. With this strength comes utter determination as well as the ability to lead. As a natural leader, you have a style for taking charge of any kind of circumstance. Very initial, you may have skills as an innovator or pioneer of some kind. In any kind of job that you pick, your independent mindset can reveal with. You have extremely strong individual requirements and desires, as well as you feel it is constantly necessary to follow your very own sentences. You aspire, and either recognize or need to learn the requirement for aggressive action to advertise on your own. Although you may conceal the truth for social reasons, you are extremely self-centered and demand to have your way in the majority of circumstances. Negative traits: when the 1 life path person is not completely developed and also expressing the adverse side of this number, the disposition might show up extremely reliant instead of independent. If you are expressing this unfavorable trait of the number 1, you are most likely to be very disappointed with your conditions and long for self-sufficiency. This is specified as the weak or reliant side of the adverse 1 life course. On the strong side of this adverse contour, the 1 energy can come to be too egoistic, selfish as well as egotistical. Overconfidence as well as rashness mark this person. Number 2. In many methods, you are an animal of practice as well as regular, and also you like to your course as well as pattern well worn and also acquainted. An all-natural collection agency, you seldom get rid of anything that may have a shred of value. The favorable qualities of the number 2 life course create exceptionally delicate people that usually have one of the most fragile ability to be balanced as well as fair. You clearly see the complete spectrum of perspectives in any kind of debate or scenario, as well as because of this people might seek you bent on being a moderator. In this duty, you have the ability to resolve disagreements with one of the most objective styles. There is an honest issue for others, you believe the very best of people, as well as desire the best for them. Positive traits: you are absolutely honest and also open in thought, word and also deed. You are apt to master any type of team task where your competence in handling as well as blending people can be utilized successfully. Manners and tact mark your means with others in all times, and also you are not one to control a group or situation. You are the master of concession and also of preserving consistency in your setting, never stopping to worsen or argue. Unfavorable attributes. The unfavorable side of the two is rarely trouble. The biggest challenge and difficulty you might deal with is that of passivity as well as a state of lethargy as well as sleepiness. The adverse two can be extremely cynical as well as achieves extremely little. Obviously, the unfavorable two doesn't belong in the business world as well as also the more favorable person with the two life path may favor a more pleasing and less competitive setting. Number 3. The number 3 life path is one that highlights expression, sociability, as well as creative thinking as the lesson to be learned in this life. Here we are apt to find the artists of the globe, brilliant, effervescent, sparkling individuals with really optimistic attitudes. A really gifted 3 possesses one of the most remarkable imaginative skills, generally in the spoken word, creating, speaking, acting, or similar endeavors. Commonly, the life course 3 gives an above-average capability in some art form. This can encompass painting, interior design, landscape design, crafts, creating, songs, or the phase, or every one of the above. You are apt to be a delighted, passionate individual, continuously seeking the stimulations of comparable individuals. Your abundant nature can take you much, especially if you are ever able to concentrate your energies and also talents. Positive attributes. The silver lining of this course emphasizes consistency, appeal as well as enjoyments, of sharing your imaginative talents with the globe. Recording your ability in imaginative self-expression is the highest degree of achievement for this life course. The features of the 3 are warmth and also kindness, an excellent conversationalist, social and also open. The method to life often tends to be exceptionally positive, however, as well as your personality is virtually surely sunny and also open-hearted. You properly deal with every one of the lots of obstacles that take place in life and conveniently recover for more. You have good manners as well as seem to be extremely mindful of other people's feelings and feelings. Life is usually lived to the fullest, usually without much worry about tomorrow. You are not great at dealing with cash because of a basic lack of problem concerning it. You invest it when you have it and also don't when you don't. Adverse characteristics. On the negative side, a 3 might be so delighted with the delight of living that life comes to be unimportant as well as shallow. You may scatter your capabilities and reveal little sense of purpose. The 3 can be an enigma, for no apparent factor you may end up being moody and also have a tendency to pull away. Escapist propensities are not unusual with the 3 life path, and you locate it really hard to work out into one place or one position. Defend against being essential of others, quick-tempered, intolerant, or extremely optimistic. Number 4. Life Course 4 creates the most trustworthy, useful, and also down-to-earth of people, the keystone participants of society. The goal of this life course is discovering to take orders as well as to lug them out with commitment and perseverance. You constantly require as a lot from yourself as you do from others, as well as in some cases a lot extra. You have the sort of perseverance that is commonly incorrect for large stubbornness. As soon as a choice is made, it will certainly be followed up to the verdict, right, wrong, or indifferent. You are extremely set in your means and also figured out to take care of points the method you are so certain that they should be handled. Your perseverance of purpose and capability to finish the job approach fixation. Positive qualities. You are an outstanding coordinator and also an organizer as a result of your inherent capacity to view points in an extremely good sense and practical method. You are a remarkable manager with a terrific sense of just how to finish the job. Loyal and also committed, you reconcile your marriage, and also you are a trustworthy service partner. Buddies might be few in number, but you are very close to them as well as once friendships are made, they frequently last a lifetime. The number 4 is sturdily connected with the aspect of the planet from which it obtains its strength and utter sense of truth. You are just one of the most dependable individuals you know. If perseverance, as well as determination, can ever win, you make certain to accomplish fantastic success in life. Adverse qualities. The negative side of the 4 can verify dogmatic to an excess, narrow-minded, as well as repressive. A lot of skin-deep individuals turn you off, as well as you lack the tact to maintain your sensations from being completely clear to around. Additionally, the -4 has a negative tendency to obtain as well, caught up in the daily routine of affairs and frequently misses the huge image as well as major changes that go along occasionally. Number 5. A life path 5 individual is normally extremely functional, daring, as well as dynamic. With a 5 life course, you are one of those people that is always striving to discover answers to the many concerns that life presents. You intend to be absolutely unrestrained, as this is the indication of flexibility as well as freedom. You abhor routine as well as boring work, and you are not very good at remaining with everyday jobs that have to be completed in a timely manner. You are, nevertheless, a great communicator, and you recognize exactly how to encourage people around you, possibly inclining you to be an educator of some sort. A love of experience might control your life. This may take the kind of psychological or physical manifestation, however, in either case, you thrill to the chance for exploration as well as blazing brand new routes. You are apt to be multi-talented, yet equally as likely to suffer from some lack of direction, and also there is usually some confusion surrounding your ambition. Positive characteristics: the number 5 character is instead lighthearted, living for today, and also not worrying way too much concerning tomorrow. It is important for you to mix with people of a like mind, as well as try to stay clear of those that are as well major and demanding. It is likewise important for you to discover a task that supplies provocative tasks rather than routine as well as repetitive duties. You do the finest managing people, but the important thing is that you have the liberty to share on your own in any way times. You have an inherent capacity to analyze facility issues as well as examine them rapidly, but after that be off to something new. Unfavorable qualities: in the most unfavorable application or use of the 5 powers, you might end up being really irresponsible in tasks as well as choices worrying your house and organization life. The complete search of sensation and also experience can cause your ending up being self-indulgent and entirely uninformed of the feelings of those around you. In the worst case circumstances, adverse 5s are really undependable and self-seeking. Number 6. Life Course 6 indicates that very popular in your nature is a strong feeling of duty. You are idealistic as well as must really feel valuable to be happy. The major payment you make is that of guidance, service as well as ever-present support. This is the life course pertaining to management by example and also a presumption of responsibility, thus, it is your obligation to get the worry and constantly prepare to help. The life path 6 is one who is forced to function with stamina and also compassion, a sympathetic as well as type individual, charitable with individual and material resources. Knowledge, equilibrium, and also understanding are the foundations of this life path. Your extraordinary wisdom and also the ability to recognize the issues of others is apt to begin from an early age, permitting you to easily extend the generation gap and assume an essential role in life early on. While the 6 might presume massive duties in the area, the life revolves around the instant house and also family, for this is the most residential of numbers. Positive characteristics: most with life course 6 are the favorable kinds that willingly bring even more than their reasonable share of the tons and are constantly there when required. You are real human as well as realistic regarding life, as well as you really feel that the most essential thing in your life is the home, friends and family. Negative traits: stay clear of a tendency to end up being bewildered by obligations and a slave to others. The abuse of this life course creates propensities towards overestimation, overexpansiveness, and self-righteousness. Imposing one's views in a conflicting or meddling means needs to be a problem of problem. The natural concerns of this number are hefty, and on uncommon occasions, duty is renounced by individuals with this life path 6. This denial of duty will make you feel very guilty and uneasy, as well as it will certainly have really damaging effects upon your relationships with others. Number 7. A life path 7 person is a tranquil as well as affectionate heart, and also naturally rather reserved and also logical. The overwhelming strength of the number 7 is shown in the depth of assuming that is shown. Pundit, clinical as well as studious, you don't accept a property till you have actually explored the subject and also got to your own independent verdict. This is a really spiritual number as well as it usually signifies a kind of spiritual wisdom that emerges at a rather early age. Positive traits: you are very complete as well as full in your job, the perfectionist that expects every person else to be meet a high requirement of performance, as well. You examine situations very quickly and with impressive accuracy. You aren't one to have a broad circle of good friends. Once you approve somebody as a buddy, it's for life. You truly aren't a very social individual, and your book is commonly required aloofness. Actually, it's not that in any way, yet simply a conceal for your basic sensation of insecurity. You in fact like being alone, away from the stress of modern life. Negative characteristics. In the most negative use of the 7 energies, you can become extremely downhearted, dull, quarrelsome, as well as secretive. A life course 7 person who is not living life completely and acquiring via experiences, is a difficult individual to deal with due to a severe lack of consideration and also because there is such a negative attitude. The adverse 7 is really self-indulgent and also spoiled. If you have any of the negative attributes, they are really difficult to do away with due to the fact that you have a tendency to feel that the globe actually does owe you a living or in some way is not being rather treated. Fortunately, the unfavorable 7 is not the normal 7, a minimum of not without some mitigating favorable traits. This number is one that appears to have some major shifts from highs to lows. Stability in feelings might be elusive for you. Number 8. With the life path of the number 8, you are focused on finding out the contentments to be found in the worldly globe. Life course 8 generates several powerful, certain and materially successful individuals. You are apt to be really independent, strong and also competitive. Your regimen is involved in sensible, realistic affairs, as well as there is fairly little time for desires and visions. You will certainly want to utilize your passions, your business capacity, and also your effective strategy to sculpt an enjoyable particular niche on your own. The majority of your issues include money as well as knowledge of the power that comes with its proper control. This life course is probably the one that is the most worried with as well as wanting to have standing, as an accompaniment to material success. Positive traits. If you are a favorable 8, you are endowed with significant capacity for conceiving significant plans as well as concepts, and likewise possessing the perseverance and also freedom to follow them via to completion. In short, you are well appointed for competition in the business globe or in other competitive areas of the venture. You know how to handle on your own and also your environment. You are practical as well as stable in your search of significant goals, and also you have the guts of your convictions when it involves taking the needed opportunities to be successful. Adverse qualities. The negative 8 can be oppressive as well as usually suppresses the enthusiasm and also initiatives of the fellow participant of the environment. Often, the stamina of their very own character excludes close sensations for other people with whom they can be found in contact. Material gains, as well as incentives, often become issues of utmost value, even to the neglect of family, residence and comfort. Devotion to success can end up being a fixation. Psychological feelings are often subdued by the negative 8, resulting in seclusion and also solitude. All life path 8 people must avoid marking down the viewpoints of others. Number 9. The secrets to the nature of a life course number 9 person are compassion, generosity, as well as a very altruistic perspective. Generally, this number generates a specification that is very reliable and honorable. You tend to be quite delicate, as you see the globe with much feeling and compassion. The 9, being the greatest of the solitary figure numbers, holds an elevated setting as well as postures particular duties. The objective of life for those with a 9 life path is of a philosophical nature. Juries, spiritual leaders, therapists and also educators often have much 9 power. Positive traits. Product gains are not excessively vital, although the high quality of some life path 9 individuals is such that they are materially rewarded in really significant means. Usually, the number 9 life path requires an extremely selfless perspective as well as the quilting of material ownerships for the typical good. Also, the very standard of those with life course 9 possess very caring propensities. The wish to assist others, particularly the distressed or underprivileged, is solid. You are apt to frequently discover yourself being made use of and pulled down by others, as your kindness is mistreated as well as abused. The number 9's a really deep understanding of life is often manifested in the artistic and literary fields. You have the capability to make close friends very conveniently, as people are brought into your magnetic, open individuality. Negative attributes, as do all the life course numbers, the 9 has its unfavorable side, and also due to the requiring nature of the genuinely positive 9, lots of tending to fall short in this classification. It is not unusual for persons with the 9 life course to fight the facts and obstacles of purpose enforced here due to the fact that selflessness is not a simple attribute. You might have a problem thinking that giving and a lack of personal ambition can be pleasing. It must be understood and also approved that little long-lasting satisfaction and joy is to be gained by turning down the natural altruistic dispositions of this path. Master numbers. Number 11. The number 11 life course has the connotation of illumination defining its basic focus. This is the number associated with spiritual awareness. As one of both master numbers, the 11 yields comprehending and also understanding past the understanding of others. The perspective toward a life of those possessing this life path is somewhat extreme, incredibly instinctive, progressive, idealistic, visionary, as well as cultured. These extremes make you a fascinating, if unusual individual, with much to supply society. Positive traits, the life path 11 person is deep thinking, and also you are no doubt curious about understanding many of life's mysteries and also more intriguing elements. Your innovative mind and also broad-minded views will certainly permit you to prosper in life in any kind of a number of endeavors. You can best offer culture, nevertheless, in those endeavors utilizing your abilities of counseling and also guidance. Much of your optimism is people-oriented as well as fairly altruistic in nature. You expect a large amount of on your own and of those to whom you are close. Unfavorable qualities, this is a life course that seems to include a broad state of mind swings between the elation as well as depression. You are most likely to have trouble making decisions and obtaining your life in gear, so to speak. There is a tendency for the 11 to nurture sensations of anxiety, as well as dissatisfaction with achievements and also individual development in life. Your grandiose plans typically make sense, but you can and also they can be really not practical. You have a really unique side that does not have sound judgment, and you are frequently unable to compare fantasy as well as truth. Hereof, you are maybe even more of a daydreamer than a doer. When you do hop on target, your concepts appear to have actually been motivated on high. Maybe you are not a leader, however, you are a visionary as well as a very talented concept person. Number 22. The life course 22 is the greater of both master number and the most effective of all the life path numbers. As such, it is also one of the toughest to live up to and also fulfill. The 22 people in endowed with lots of powers from within and they can reach any type of heights in life. An absolutely positive life path 22 person, furnished with suitable education and learning, can be a master builder in culture. A radical nature is grounded in sensible terms, allowing you to develop magnificent, significant schemes and also carry them via to the end. If you prefer and want to work for it, you can accomplish enormous success, eminence, and also popularity. Obviously, every person with this life course does not arrive, but you might have recognized early in life that you have the ability to achieve a good deal with fairly little effort. Positive qualities, a life path number has special spiritual understanding. Nevertheless, the 22 is special because this path has fantastic understanding, however also the capacity to apply to understand in a useful method. There is purpose to your life and you watch your jobs and responsibilities in an extremely psychologically controlled and figured out means. Adverse qualities, truly unfavorable 22 individuals are really unusual. When they do show up, their power resembles positive 22, however, inspirations are in an unfavorable capillary and they are really despotic, aloof, and overbearing. Most of 22 people come under an ordinary classification that still has sufficient capacity to reach terrific elevations within their chosen fields. The capability to regulate emotion may help in the business world. This is a powerful life path, both for the product gain it can bring and also for the greater good that is frequently attained for mankind. Source of life path meanings from the open mind. Thanks for watching. Do not forget, if you would like to grab a free numerology reading, then click the link in the description for one.